How's it going, guys? Fortminorproject back at it again in here for another video for you guys for today. And in today's video, came in with a video idea for me that I checked out on WWE On Demand with the channel that they do have. And for those of you who have not checked it out, I do suggest you guys go check it out. And this, for them, this was their top 10 superstars that have never been and have not been uncrowned champion, whether it be a world champion or even a WWE champion. And with my list, it's going to be my top 5 wrestlers that have never been champion, that I feel that should have been champion, that were either able to be a decent to even good world champion and would have done pretty cool with the world championship. They didn't have to hold it for that long, but seeing them as world champion I think would have been damn cool. And this can be also a video response to you guys if you want to give your own list and your own top 5 or top 10 list of wrestlers that haven't been world champion in the WWE before that you would like to see WWE champion or world champion. And this could be either in the past or even currently right now that haven't been world champion and that should be. And with this, there's a little bit of mixture of both. It's a little bit of the past and as well current wrestlers right now in the WWE, and this is not in any particular order, and I'm going to start things off here, and that is with Matt Hardy. And Matt Hardy should have definitely been world champion, at least when he was on his way out and going into TNA with the whole thing going on with Jeff Hardy and everything. And I think he definitely should have been at least world champion once. I thought he would have been pretty decent with the world title. We've seen what he can do in the tag team scene and having an unbelievable career there. And I think Matt Hardy would have been fine on his own, and he has been. And even without Jeff Hardy, you know, I thought he wasn't that bad, and I think he would have been a fine world champion. And I could have seen him holding it for at least maybe a good to 3 or 4 months. It doesn't have to be a long title reign for him, but I think definitely Matt Hardy would have been at least somewhat of a good world champion. It would have been something cool, since Jeff Hardy has became world champion in the WWE before he left, and now is in TNA right now and became TNA world champion over there too. So basically a 2-time world champion with WWE for the one time and one time in TNA. So I think that would have been pretty cool. So if he does come back, Matt Hardy, I'm sure he will. I would love to see him come back and do another run with the WWE. It looks like as of right now he's changing his ways and he's doing as good as Jeff Hardy right now and looking beyond that and moving to the future, so that's really cool. Next guy I do have on this list goes by the name of as Tensai right now, aka Lord Tensai, Albert, or H-Rain, whatever you want to call him. And as with Tensai and everything, I think he would have been a pretty decent world champion. He's never been champion before. He's been a mid-card champion. I don't even think he's been tag team champions. I could be wrong on that though, you guys can always correct me, but he hasn't really held many championships in the WWE. Now that he's back under this new gimmick, that can possibly work, but I'm not really feeling it as much. It could be better right now, and he could go with a new character change that he's going through right now. And you know, even though I'm so much still a fan of Tensai at the moment, maybe sometime in the future, doesn't have to be this year, it could be going into next year. John Cena has already been defeated by Tensai. Tensai has also faced CM Punk before, and if they could find something to do with him, even if it means changing up his character, that would be fine too. And you know, I think he would be not too bad as a world champion. I can kind of see it. I definitely don't see it right now, of course, but I think that would be fairly interesting to have for Tensai to become a world champion, since he's never become one. Also, with this next guy is very popular, and a lot of people, I'm sure you guys can agree with me on this one. I know I want to see him as world champion, and he almost was about to become world champion in 2008, but instead he was able to become the Raw general manager for a while. And you know, with that being said, I am going with William Regal, and definitely he's been there for a long time, and he's a really great veteran in the WWE. And even though he hasn't been wrestling as much, it's probably is not going to even happen anyway, but it would have been nice to have William Regal have that and become champion. I could see him be champion for a good while. I think he would do really well with the championship, have a lot of great feuds, and you know, we've seen what he can do in his wrestling arsenal, and his wrestling ability is awesome, and he's definitely one of my favorites. He's really good in commentary. I've been checking out his commentary on NXT, and it's been really awesome there, and I just wish we could have seen more out of William Regal, especially with him being a part of the bonus policy in 2008, which really sucked, and ever since then we haven't really seen him too much. We see him every once in a while here and there wrestling for a special match here and there, but that's about it. Other than that, he's been on commentary, so if he doesn't wrestle again, that's fine. I still appreciate what he's done for the wrestling business, and he's definitely, I think, a really awesome legend, and one to be in for the Hall of Fame very, very soon. And as I go check on with the rest of the list, and another guy that I think that would have been pretty cool for the World Championship, and that is Fit Finlay, and I think he should have had his chance before he even left the company. It's a shame that we don't get to see him anymore, and I know he's been with Ring of Honor right now. Haven't really been seeing or catching up on it as much as I should be and want to, but I did enjoy Finlay for his work and everything. He's a great wrestler, and I think he would have been a fine world champion, but you know, only time will tell. We might see Finlay come back in the WWE again and retire there, who knows. But Finlay is definitely one of my favorite wrestlers, and I would have enjoyed to see him as world champion. And last but not least, and I had a little bit of a hard time going through with this with my list on my top 5 wrestlers who should be world champion. And I came up with Rikishi. I know it's kind of random, but I think that would have been pretty cool to have Rikishi as world champion, just to test the waters with that. When he was around with the company, and we barely get to see him anymore. It'll be hit or miss, and he just does special appearances like we saw, you know, before Raw 1000, and him dancing with his sons, and as well as showing up at Raw 1002 again with that special appearance with the legends and everything, which is awesome. But, you know, at that time when Rikishi was wrestling, it would have been cool. It didn't have to be, again, a whole long-term world championship run. And, you know, we already seen The Rock, since they're related to each other. You would think Rikishi would have gotten a world championship shot, but that didn't happen, obviously. But, you know, it's fine. I'm not pissed off about it either. But these people that I do have on my list could have been and would have been potential cool contenders, and as well world champions, whether it be the world title or the WWE championship. And that's about it. So I got inspired to do this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I did it the best I can here for you guys on Fortminorproject, and you guys can definitely leave me your video responses and leave your thoughts and comments down there below in the comment box. As well, what are your top 5 or top 10 wrestlers that never became champion and or should be? Be sure to follow me on Twitter at DaveRivera1989 for the very latest, giving my thoughts on the world of pro wrestling, and doing my Twitter coverage for Raw, SmackDown, TNA, whatever pay-per-view or wrestling shows on there, whatever the wrestling coverage that I feel like I should be talking about will be talked about there. So you're not just going to get the wrestling coverage here, but also on my Twitter page. So I have a lot of fun tweeting with you guys, and I enjoy doing that each and every week with you, and it's really cool to get interactive that way. And keep also subscribing to my main channel. Go check out the Wrestling for Wings account as well. We also got other videos going on there with the Wrestling Brothers, and we have a great ass time doing other topic videos. So that about does it for me for this topic video. Let me know what you guys think, and that about does it for me. And until then, I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a great day. Peace.